Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Felixstowe Live. And we're live from the viewpoint this afternoon. It's a fairly dramatic afternoon with lots of breeze, pretty chilly. But hey, I like it, and I'd rather be here than sitting down watching TV. So I thought I'd come and share with you this evening or this afternoon, just as it's getting, the sun is setting. Sun is due to actually set at 16:52. That's 8 minutes to 5. So I thought we'd be here and just have a little look, see what it looks like. Why not, eh? So we're doing an afternoon webcam. I'm probably going to shut up shortly, I think, and take a few more views of the ship over there. I'm hoping that sooner or later they might drop the cranes if the wind drops, but we've had some very gusty winds this afternoon, so it's I don't know, it's very likely that they're going to drop the cranes. They did drop the further cranes at berth 8 somewhat earlier, but I don't know if they've pulled them up again. I think they might have done. So Port of Felixstowe, I don't think has done much today at all because of this wind. As you may know, especially if you're port related, a strong wind from the west southwest kind of thing kind of does for the port really, and stops crane operations because it's blowing side on onto the containers. And when the wind gets up to about 30 or 40 knots, it kind of stops them. There you go. Anyway, here we are. Give us a like, give us a love. We've got about 30 or 40 people watching at the moment. Glad to hear from you if you've got anything interesting or unusual or entertaining to say. Always love to hear from you, so give us a shout. Let's just go around a little bit more. There we go. And I'd love to hear from you, as I say. But give us a like, give us a love, because those can. Okay, I'm Chris, and we're going to be here for a little while. I'll speak to you if you come on to me. I can't do much more with the camera because things are a bit shaky because it's out in the wind and the wind is blowing it about. Hi, Amanda. Yes, it is actually. The trouble is the sunset is kind of through my windscreen, but I'm enjoying it anyway. Good afternoon, young Mark. I hope you're doing well, not too busy and not working too hard. Am I wearing a warm woolly hat and a scarf? No, I'm not wearing the scarf, actually, Jackie. I am wearing a warm woolly hat that was hand knitted by Dot. It's one of the ones she knits for the sailors. She's like a lot of ladies in Felixstowe, knits hats for the sailors, and and they do keep your bonds warm, and I need it, I have to tell you today. It is chilly. Sun, I can see is just gradually going down behind the clouds over there to the west. And I'm waiting for a few more lights to come on the ship and on the quayside. Can't see much at the moment. Good afternoon, young Jane. Good to see you there. Hope you're keeping well. I must say this is one of my favourite places to come, although these days I really dislike the charging arrangements that the council has put in place. I think this is a really good place to come for us old folks, but now if you come down here for more than half an hour, you do end up paying £1.50, which I think is quite a lot for a lot of people. And if you're someone like me, I'd be down here 2 or 3 days a week, and then you get up to 5 or 10 quid. And let's be honest, the cost of living is going up, and my income as someone on a pension isn't going up. So there you have it. But there you are. I mean, you've got to live with it, haven't you? And we do. At least today they don't have to worry too much about the mooring lines, because the wind is actually blowing the ships onto the quay, not blowing them away from the quay. So that's good news. Stop eating then. That's young Ian Healy, of course, who wants me to lose weight, stop eating, and yes, in fact, Mark, I agree. I like coming down here for the ships, and I like coming down here to see you work because your colleagues, of course, did say to me that it was extremely rare to see you work anyway. And getting a video of it, I think that went around the country actually at one point. And Alida over there, yes, in Holland, I think, and is it Delfzijl? I'm not sure. I wish you a nice evening as well, a good Sunday evening. What is the name of the ship, Doc? That's the Arctic Ocean. I'm surprised you can't see it. I have to make the screen big, but yeah, I'll get a bigger shot of that shortly if you like. And good afternoon to you, Paula. How you doing? In there for a bit closer up shot. Let's go. Oh. And Mark Plattman says I'm a cheeky so-and-so. I think that's probably true, actually. There you go. What have we got? Let's just see if I can get in a bit closer to the back end of the ship. There you go. What have we got? Have we got in a bit closer? Not a lot, actually. I'll take the label off and then, well, yeah, well, I'll take the label off and then you should be able to see it a bit more clearly. Oops, sorry about that. There you go. Now you've got a bit closer shot of the ship. Not that I'm going to stay there forever because, hang on a moment. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so there you go. It's the Arctic Ocean. She's a 400-meter container ship, jolly big. Do excuse me. And she'll be there for a couple more days, I think, probably. Who else have we got? Who else have we got out there? We've got young Ian Healy, where you could walk down or get a bike. Yes, you're very right. Do you know, Ian, actually, I have to say that I was thinking about actually buying a trike. I've thought about it for years. I like the idea of a trike, but to be blunt with you, I'm not sure how safe they are. I think they're a bit kind of dodgy when you go around corners. One of these days I might. You never know. See, what else have we got? There's young Amanda again. Oh, that's a pleasure, Amanda. We try to keep our customers happy, mate. There you go. I don't know what that little vessel is. Oh, it looks like a little survey vessel out there. If you saw it come past, I'm not going to pan around onto it. We get some comments on this channel, don't we? Do you feel the cold more now you've removed the plaster on your nose? Well, goodness me. For those who don't know, I had a little thing with a patch of skin cancer. It's one of the things that happens, apparently, when you get older and you've spent a lot of time sitting on the decks of yachts in the sunshine drinking beer. And that's what the surgeon told me. And I developed this little patch of skin cancer, and it was acted on really quite quickly. It was very good. They saw me within a couple of weeks, but then it took a couple of months before they actually cut it out. And that was just before Christmas. Put a skin graft on it, and the skin graft didn't take. So it's now healing more naturally anyway. Skin has formed, but it's still a bit kind of lumpy on top. So, but yes, actually, Mark, no, I don't feel the cold anymore now that I've removed the plaster on my nose. You cheeky devil. But no, it's fine, thank you. Very well, it's good. And I'm just waiting really for the kind of the crustiness of it, where it's still making the skin has got to go a bit, and then it'll be lovely and smooth as a baby's bottom. Someone told me, so I'm looking forward to that with keen anticipation. I have to say, one of the things about doing a channel like this is we all know each other quite well. If you don't know who I am or what the other people on here, you only have to follow Felixstowe Live for a while, and you'll get to know us all. We are doing more and more live coverage now that my nose is recovering. Let me tell you. So there you go. When are they going to put the lights on? Come on, guys. I don't know if they need the lights on, I suppose, actually, because, of course, it is getting... there is no one working on the key. But there you go. I want to see some lights come on. Come on, chaps. Let's get the back of the cranes a bit better, I think. There we go. That's better. So when are they going to recharge the beach again here, Mark Flatman? That's the question I'd like to ask. It looks like it's really starting to go now. In front of this parking area, there is only a small amount of sand, and I should think that would be gone probably in the next couple of days. Let's see what else we got here. Here's young Jonesy again saying, "Oh my goodness, it's a phone. Who's this? Don't know who that is. Oh my goodness, we have a flood alert for tonight, folks. That'll be, I'm not sure what kind of time that is, but there you go. Right, I should just duck that out of there and chuck that back up there. Just get back and come. Sorry, Mark. Yeah, you can buy me a coffee. You can buy me a rum and coke. That would be even more appreciated. We must do something on Toothless, actually. Now that I'm back to doing lives again, that would be quite good. Okay, let's just double check what I'm up to. Okay. There's Rob. Good afternoon, Rob. I don't think I've spoken to you before, mate. Yeah, I hope it is as well, yeah. Otherwise, all you guys will be in trouble, won't you? Are you a lorry driver or a port worker? I don't know, but if you're a lorry driver, mate, on Felixstowe Live, we are on your side, whatever happens. How's that cafe doing that's not long open? No, I haven't had the chance to go back, to be honest with you, Ray. I should do that, shouldn't I? Go back and see how they're doing. Okay, Mark, we don't get that job anymore. Well, you should. Get down here and have a go at the management. I'm sure Clements Chang would be absolutely delighted to see you working down here. There we go. Who else have we got? So John Yayland is going to buy me a double run and coke, bud. What a good bloke you are. Bacardi and coke. When I was a young chap, I used to knock it back like nobody's business, but I very rarely have one now. Having said that, I'd welcome one. Okay, and AJ. Afternoon, AJ. How you doing? Hope you're well. Yep. And Rob Gibson, one of the forgotten masses of truck drivers. I think I've often done quite a lot of stuff with truck drivers. I used to run a channel called Trucking TV, but things went a bit pear-shaped. But I still am very much on side for our truckers getting a better deal than what they get, specifically not now so much with the wage structure, but more with the way of life for drivers. Should be living a better life. What have we got? We've now got the deck, and we've now got the deck lights on the ship, which they keep on during the night for when guys are wandering about. And let's see what we've got here. If I'm in London this Thursday, Toothless England will be in Parliament Square for midday ahead of the debate on NHS dentistry. I'll tell you what, Mark, if you've got a few minutes sometime during the week, we'll have a little chat about that, mate, before Thursday, perhaps. Bear it in mind, send me a little message, and we'll try and do something with that. Because that's a really important one. We don't have much in the way of dentists. Personally, I need to see a dentist. It's not an emergency, but I do need to see one. And the reality of that is that we I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. You know how it goes. Yeah, I made a dental appointment back in, my goodness, it must have been October time, because a tooth cracked. And the reality, of course, is that I'm very lucky, or I was very lucky with that tooth. It didn't hurt. But I rang and made an appointment, and the appointment I got was in March. So I'm pretty happy, at least, to be doing that. So, John, ready to go for a drink then? I don't very often go for a drink, to be honest with you. I drink red wine at home, but I do like Bacardi and Coke. There you go. If I'm going to go somewhere in town, I would go probably to the Grosvenor, because they're really nice people there. There you go. And what have we got here? Let's see who else we've got. Oh, AJ. Oh, right. You were with Trucking TV. Well, I loved making that. And then I had a little conspiracy against me by some people who I recorded an interview with someone and only played back half of it, and was going to play the other half back the next few days. But in the meantime, they had to go at me about not playing the other half back. And I got fed up with them. There you go. Ray, yes, I know you are, Ray, because, of course, you're all over the country, aren't you? We often hear from you in all sorts of strange places on our nation. And they've now got the luminaires on some of the cranes. I don't know whether all of them. The overhead lights on the cranes are now coming on. And the sun is pretty well below the horizon, or close to the horizon now. I thought I was going to have a quiet afternoon just sitting and having a read. Hi, John. I'll give you a shout, mate. I'll give you a shout. It'll have to be when I know what I'm doing a little bit more. The problem I have, to be blunt with you, is that I don't plan too much and stuff tends to pop up. We'll see what happens, mate. But thank you for the thought. It's very kind of you. Well, yes, that's the truth, Ray. Lights come on, but no one's home. And that's a bit like me, actually, to be honest with you. There we go. So I hope, for the sake of the truck drivers tomorrow morning, we lose all this wind. I imagine we will by then. I don't know what the story is on the wind. I'll have a look at it and see whether I can find a bit more information. Oops, come on, the silly thing. There we go. Let's look at BBC weather. Well, yes, I have to tell you, we're looking at much less windy weather tomorrow. The wind is going to go down to the wind. I'm sorry about this. I keep giggling at what people say. The wind is going down to about kind of 15 miles an hour tomorrow, so it'll be fine for work. The cranes will be operating, and I'm sure that the RTGs will be operating and loading their lorries. So I'm glad to say, chaps, you will be able to work with no problems. And right, what have we got? Let's just go back to the screen again. The light's on, but no one's home. See what we got there? Oh, young Louise. Hello, young Louise. You're spreading the word about Papa John's. Well, we hope it goes through planning, of course. We'll see when it comes up to the planning committee. And there we go. Yes, okay. And what else has he got to say? Oh, the weather tomorrow. It's dark, and then light, and then dark again. Very good. So let's see what we've got here. So no excuse tomorrow. No, you get in there and get to work at 4 o'clock in the morning or whenever. I did, when I was doing Trucking TV, I did a lot of outings with lorry drivers at ludicrous hours in the morning. And I have to say, actually, that I quite enjoyed it, because about, oh my goodness me, about 50 years ago, I was a lorry driver, believe it or not, for 2 or 3 years. and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But like a lot of people, I think I probably ran out of oomph. You know what I mean? It's not the easiest of jobs, and I think, to be blunt with you, it's not the nicest of jobs for many of us. It's hard graft, and you are kind of always at the beck and call, I think, really. Let's just see what wires I've got here, guys. I'm just having a sort out my electric string. There we go. Who knows? Okay. Going quiet for a moment or two here because I've got some stuff to do. Yes, I hope I have. Let's see. Well, I'm a bit concerned that I may be running out of power here. Try and find a cable that does the job. Doesn't look like I can. Aha. Well, heavens. There we go. Let's see if I can reach this wire into my camera. I think I can. Better? Sorry about that. We had to do something. And that's because the battery on this camera is kind of a bit unwell. It's a very old camera that I use for this exercise. And it was feeling a bit like going to sleep, and I didn't want to let it. So there you go. Don't know whether that's increase the vibration we get, but I don't know. So let's see what else we can look at today. Right. Yeah, we do have a flood warning for tonight, or the early hours of the morning, I think. I'll get the detail on that. Should get that. So let's see what we've got. Right, there is a flood warning for the early hours of tomorrow morning. They're saying that the highest level of water is going to be at around 3:30 a.m. in the morning, and apparently the tide or the water is going to be 1.08 meters above the tide table. Now that's a lot, to be honest with you. That's quite a lot. So could be a bit dodgy around Breezy Quay and Felixstowe Ferry for flooding. Let's see, Mark. Mm-hmm. Is the survey boat still out there? Yeah, it is. It's in the entrance to the River Stour now and tootling about. I don't know where he's surveying, but obviously he's surveying the increased depths on the channels. It's interesting when one wonders how long they will continue this, or how long this campaign will take. It's going to be a pretty long old job, I think. Look at it. But there you go. I do think this is the prettiest time of evening. I don't know about you, but when the sun is shining, it all looks lovely and nice. But at this time of the day, when the daylight is fading and the lights come on, I think it's the most attractive look to the port. It really does look very nice indeed, because the lights seem to kind of highlight things a bit, quite pretty. I think we'll just have a little look and see if anything interesting is coming in tomorrow. I don't think much interesting stuff is happening. Oh yeah, one of the ultra large ships is coming in. The MSC Amsterdam is going up, I think, to berth 7, and that's due to be about lunchtime tomorrow. And that's about all we've got on the incomings. Let's see what we've got on the outgoings. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see what else we've got moving tomorrow. Goodness me. Not very much moving tomorrow out of their berths, so yeah. All right, okay. I guess we'll know. I see. Nothing much showing is moving for tomorrow, although I guess that the arrangements, whatever schedules they've made, may get changed, of course, because of the fact that they haven't been working today. Bit of a tough one, isn't it? But there you go. Okay, well, I think that's going to. I'll tell you what, I've got a little problem now. I've got an engine. There we go. Let's get rid of that. We get a bit of shake from the engine when we've got that on. We do have a battery power system, but regrettably, that is not hooked up at the moment. I must get that hooked up again. So there you go. Right. The sun has gone below the horizon, so it's now officially late afternoon. The lights on the quayside are beginning to show up the details at the base of the cranes, and I'm going to wrap up this broadcast in the next few minutes. I'm really pleased with it, actually, to be honest with you, because I'm using a different system than the one we used to use. I've had a bit of time to sort that out, and we'll be doing a bit more of that later. We're doing more live as we can, but that's really worked quite well from my point of view. So I'm delighted to have had a chat with you for this afternoon. Lorry drivers, I hope you're doing well, and I'm going to be starting at too ridiculous an hour in the morning. You take care out there. Okay, so there we have it. This is Felixstowe Live. It's Sunday afternoon. We've been live online for just about half an hour. And I'm Chris. This is Felixstowe Live. And we will see you soon.